is Achievement Hunter Wrestling.
It's time to eat!
Oh my God!
You ain't faced nothing like this in your life.
From the outside, what a splash! Oh goodness, oh my God!
Hey everyone, it's the Rooster Teeth Podcast. I'm Gus.
I'm Gavin.
Nope.
I'm Barbara.
I'm Andrew.
And I'm Gavin. What are you? You're Drew.
I'm Drew.
You're not Gavin.
I just am in his seat. I felt.
And I'm
And I told you before the show I'm going to ask only stupid questions this whole time, or have bizarre observations.
Listen, just because he's farted in that seat a bunch doesn't
lot.
make it his.
I mean, there's the
It's-
groove. You're in the
I'm
Gavin
in the
groove.
and I'm still wafting a lot. It's like as I shift weight, it wafts up.
Gavin is the king of questions that, like, on the surface seem stupid,
Right,
and then
and then-
you're like, "That's the stupid." Wait, what? And then it causes you to like a shadow falls across your face, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh my goodness.
Yeah, he's right. I
You have to use thinker questions.
Yeah, exactly. But at first, they're insidious.
surface level, yeah,
Surface
yeah.
level, you're like,
No.
come on. Oh.
It's a very Gavin question. I think we've talked about it in the podcast before, but I sent him an article I read a couple of weeks ago about how turtles can breathe underwater through their anus, or
Who can't?
What?
they
Wait.
can take in water and then diffuse oxygen into their bloodstream.
And it goes out their anus?
No,
Or
that the
goes
water
in their
goes
anus?
In
they
the butt.
extract the water.
They butt chug some water.
They butt chug some air, some
and then-
water,
and then
then
they
get the air
subtract
out
the
of
air
it.
out.
they've got butt gills.
Which is why they're able to stay underwater for so long, like sea turtles.
How have we not patented this
I was
technology?
going to say, why haven't humans evolved to this at this point?
Like
We've only gotten worse. Humans have only gotten worse. We've gotten nothing better. Every other creatures are learning to like adapt.
But
only
we've got
gotten worse.
Black Forest cake M&Ms.
It's true.
And sea turtles do not.
a little hint of cherry, a little hint of chocolate.
We've got Black Forest M&Ms in a package that might choke a sea turtle one day and then ends up in the ocean. So
Can't breathe that, can they?
Thanks, humans. Yeah. Try breathing this bag through your butthole,
Yeah.
huh?
Eric and the broadcast crew put together a little Valentine's Day decoration.
It's very nice.
We've
I
got,
like it. It's very it's not too in your face. It's like a subtle, nice
very cute.
decor.
Yeah.
I bring it up because Eric tells me that there's like a flower in a little mason jar up there that if you pour hot water on it, it melts and turns into hot chocolate. And I have hot water, so I'm gonna do it right now before the hot water gets
sure,
any colder.
yeah,
Let's
do it.
Let's see if it actually works.
It's gonna turn into the thing.
is great
It's
radio.
it's gonna leave. It's gonna turn into a head with the.
All right, the water's in. Oh, that's
damn.
It's floating on top. It's doing its thing. It's beautiful.
It is lovely.
It'll go. Don't worry. It's one of
looks
those
like
chocolate
plastic.
balls.
It does look
It
like
sure
plastic.
does.
It does
I
look
won't
like
be
you just
drinking that. Your own glass of Prolax.
All right, let's see if that
Very
actually
shiny.
does anything.
Yeah, God Almighty.
It might be one of those things you have to keep pouring the hot water over it as it slowly melts it on the top. I've seen those before for like big hot chocolate ball bombs.
How much to just eat the other one? If I just was to pop
you're-
that-
Is there another one on the other side?
Yes,
Yeah,
on the other
there's
side.
another
I
one.
got
You
more
would
water.
do that for free.
I would not. Yeah, there's not a dollar amount there.
Oh, how much to pay me to eat this delicious chocolate?
That is. Anybody want to watch me eat
Yeah,
this?
for $50, I will consume these M&Ms. Oh,
Oh yeah, how painful.
They look delicious.
Eric wrote, just give it time. By the end of the show, that'll be chocolate. Thanks, Eric.
It'll be a newborn baby.
Producing the hell out of this podcast.
From far away.
Thank you,
There-
Eric.
There was where the Super Bowl was yesterday. I don't know if anybody watched the
I
Super
watched the
Bowl.
whole thing.
I watched a little bit of it.
Some people care about the football. Some people just want to watch halftime shows. Some people just like want to watch the commercials. But there was one that stood out to, I think it stood out to a lot of people, that was just like a QR code on the TV bouncing around. And it was so popular, like it took down the advertiser servers. But like, what a testament to how easy it is to trick people into like scanning something and
Oh, yeah.
clicking on it. Look here.
Shiny.
Can you imagine if it was like a malicious thing where it's like, yeah, we're just going to put a QR code that's going to install a virus on everybody's computer.
so they talk about. I was another podcast I was listening to. And they were talking about like the easiest way to hack into someone's computer is not guessing passwords. It's not like doing some swordfish shit. the easiest way, honestly, is to leave a USB drive next to someone's computer because they'll just plug it in.
Yeah.
It's
That's
human
very
error
true.
is the easiest way to get
There's
fucking people's.
Some government agencies that handle like secure data, or that'll be like one of the tests they do is where they'll just leave USB dongles in the parking lot and be like, if anybody picks it up and takes it and puts it in their computer,
fired.
like that's it. You lose any clearance.
You like plug it in and just you're fired, and then that's
It
it.
gives you the Back to the Future 2 printout. McFly!
That commercial though is genius because it breaks through the noise of like typical commercials, and you're just like, what is this?
And it went
so-
on forever.
Yeah, and so your curiosity is super piqued, and like, was that the word for it?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pique your
PIQUED.
Yeah,
Peaked.
QUE.
Yeah.
I didn't scan it, but I was just like, I'm tempted to.
And
I'm
then
too lazy to.
At the
but-
very end, they put it in the corner.
Yep.
Just to be like the ultimate satisfaction.
It's the
Dink, the DVD screen.
DVD
Yeah.
screen, yeah, that bounced around.
I saw a GIF the other day or GIF, whoever, if you're wrong.
GIF.
Of like what that DVD screen looks like laid out as lines, like how many times it actually hits the corner. Only does it once out of like 200 cycles or something. It goes through. It doesn't repeat itself. Like
So everyone I've called a liar for my whole
it
life.
does eventually
was not-
dink it, but it like takes some time.
Did they intentionally make it towards like a rare occurrence?
I don't. It's just how it's.
Or it's just, like,
where
mathematically-
it begins to where it ends and where the screen is. Like, yeah.
Is it different 4:3 to 16:9?
It might be. You might
I
want
bet it
to
is.
follow. I'll follow up. I'll send you some gifts.
Did any of you watch any of the Super Bowl other than?
I watched the halftime show.
Oh, it sank. Yeah, I watched the entire thing.
Okay.
How'd it
What do you
go?
think? I thought
was a-
that was like some of the most solid 5 hours of television. The game was like super tight, super interesting. The
Yeah.
commercials were great. The halftime show was.
The halftime show was so good.
Yeah.
Are you able to follow? Like you were able to watch football in a meaningful way?
100%. I used to play.
Okay.
I used to play football,
Got it.
so I understand the rules pretty well.
Canadian though.
Well, the only difference.
Was
Well,
like-
it might not be the only difference, but the
They're all
major
on,
difference.
You're all on skates.
It's all on ice. The major difference with Canadian football is that we have 3 downs instead of 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think the field
Which is
might
better
be
for
bigger.
jokes. Just like rule of 3.
No, isn't
Exactly.
it? Isn't it
Yeah.
smaller? Like it's just
Or maybe it's a
goal line
smaller.
to goal line, like the end or something like the end zones shrink down. There's like some weird.
There's
field
some
For
difference.
every
Size
meter on all 3 downs.
Oh yeah. On all 3 downs.
The whole 9
many
meters.
meters?
Yeah, all 9 meters.
I'm gonna step to the concession stand and get a poutine. Anybody need anything?
Yeah.
There's something that's so comforting about live sports though, that I think it comes from me living alone when I went to college. I used to just have hockey or sports on just all the time in the background because it's great background music or
Sure.
background noise, I guess.
Instant nap. Just like put on like a low football game. Just like, and they're sipping of the first. Just that like
into the
nice like
carpet.
yeah, it's just
So comforting.
Yeah.
absolutely absolute nap maker. I didn't watch any of it.
It was
didn't watch it.
Like Barbara said, I felt like it flew by. Like
But you also understand football.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like you put it on, it's like, oh my god, this is going to be on for 4 or 5 hours.
Oh, I love it.
And then
Right.
Roses, you understand football.
Oh yeah, no, I understand
I don't
football,
understand
but I'm
football.
like, but I'm also like not
Not from like a I don't
fan?
like not yeah right but like not yeah I don't understand football from not from a like I don't really get I just don't
Is there anything in particular that you don't understand that I could explain to you?
I
I'll woman-splain it.
Ooh, I like that.
tight end and special teams the fuck are those?
That's a good question. Both porn.
yeah, exactly. We're actually gonna have a QR code on this show that if you scan it, will tell you what tight end and special teams.
I didn't know
is,
I didn't
so-
know that offense and defense switched until like a year and a half ago.
Oh.
Like in between, I was just like, wait, where are they going? And they're like, oh, they're switched between offense and defense.
like some
I'm
small schools
what?
in Texas will play both sides.
Right.
Like they won't come off the field.
Right, because there's like a graduating class of like 17.
Yeah.
They're like small ass.
Yeah,
schools.
Also, I feel like talking about football is the boy version of astrology. We're just like
I mean,
if
you
talk
can't
about-
choose
like,
not to believe.
Some people, right. Some people, sure.
Definitely.
I'm a
definitely
Cincinnati Bengals rising. Yeah, I got it.
The Dolphins are constantly in retrograde ever since like the mid 80s.
It's 1-to-1 for me in my head.
Yeah.
Where it's like some people super into it, some people not so much.
Here's the thing. Live your bliss.
Live your bliss.
I never want to yuck anyone's yum unless your yum is yucking my yum.
Yeah. In which case,
In which case,
look out.
no
both
bueno.
both astrology and football, great. Just
No, I absolutely. I feel like I enjoy those sports as with all sports. I enjoy them for just the performance of something that's like the physicality of it. But I do have some friends that are like super into baseball and mostly baseball because it's like a statistics sport.
Sure.
And that like the more like more levels you go down in terms of like statistics and knowing the minutia of the sport is when I start to glaze out. Like my eyes just become glassy.
At that point, you're just a day trader.
Yeah, exactly. It becomes
That's really
stocks.
funny.
I'm just like,
How's old?
oh no.
Marshmallows have emerged from inside the flower.
Turns out it was a candle the whole time.
Yeah. How is it?
Gus,
What does it smell like?
It doesn't smell like chocolate. I'll say. I don't
Can I-
want it. You can take a little whiff. I'll take a
It
little
turns
whiff.
into
Are you
big
gonna
red.
Oh, I don't know.
It smells like a candle.
No.
That's because that's a candle.
Yeah, that's because that's a candle with marshmallows in it, Gus.
There is definitely a plasticky kind of like after smell to it.
Okay, these so-called marshmallows look like fucking baby teeth. This is horrifying. This is horrifying. Do not.
Baby teeth.
Like it doesn't smell bad, but it's just it doesn't smell
It doesn't smell
edible.
something I want.
It doesn't
Yeah.
smell edible.
This smells like the Kirkland brand Quicks strawberry milk.
Yes.
Like, ugh, yeah. This is no good.
Are you gonna
Let's
try
just
it?
put that out.
I
over
am
here.
absolutely not going to try
I'll
that.
try
Are
it.
you trying?
Oh,
I don't know if it's done? Question mark.
I mean, it.
Just put your little finger in there.
Okay, nah, I don't want to.
You go for it if you want. We got a banana you can start it with.
What is the banana about?
I don't know. Eric told me it's chocolate.
Okay.
You know, not bad.
Really?
Very subtle.
You want a banana to stir that with? Whoa.
Oh, sorry.
Banana chocolate banana.
Now that's home fill.
That's disgusting.
The smile on your face made me think you were going to say otherwise.
Eric tells me to say, "You make me bananas."
Okay, Eric.
Oh.
That's enough
I
out
took
of
way
you.
too big of a bite of that. First of all.
Yes, yeah. Seriously, you went for the high score on that first bite. Jesus.
What are y'all's opinion of the combination of chocolate and orange?
Pro.
Pro.
There's like that chocolate orange you can buy that you like
Terry's.
smash.
Terry's?
Yeah, that's really good.
Big Terry's fan.
Terry's, that's what it's called?
Yeah, Terry's chocolate orange.
All I
Chocolate
know,
orange,
chocolate
yeah.
orange, that's all I know.
Yeah.
Two great tastes that taste great together.
Mint and chocolate?
Excellent.
You'll never be on a show where I don't say
Never,
that,
ever,
Drew.
ever. You say that all the
yeah.
damn time.
And in this case, it's true. This is the
true.
time I'm using
it is true, and it is accurate. But
Yeah.
like, how you shoehorn that into just everyday conversation
No.
that now I have started doing all the fucking time. Just two great tastes that taste great together. It's the fact that like once you know how to say that, because it's not easy to say. Like
right.
that phrase is not easy to say, but once you do it, it's stuck. You're just
Yep.
like, oh, I can watch the. It's almost like a party trick. Two great tastes that taste great together every time, 100%.
Yep. I mean, in this case, it's actually true. I like. Was there some online discourse about people like saying chocolate and orange thumbs down? No good
I
together.
think it's a very divisive topic.
Do people not like that?
There's a lot of people who don't like chocolate and orange.
They must picture like an orange, like a peeled orange with like chocolate syrup over it,
Sure.
which would be disgusting.
yeah, absolutely.
But it's even like the Terry's chocolate orange
Yeah.
people don't.
But then there's also
Really?
well, I was thinking mint and orange, and that doesn't go together at all. But the thing I just tried,
but mint and chocolate, delicious.
maybe the two worst flavors that is you want to talk about divisive. It's white chocolate and banana.
Wait, it's
banana flavoring.
Banana
Yeah,
flavoring?
yeah, like a banana runt, but also white chocolate.
and isn't it the case? Okay,
Told you.
I will try this.
Yeah, you can try that. So there's two more halves, just so everybody knows
now,
we're still safe.
Now you
It's
could
not good.
Like someone correct me if I'm. Oh God, even the feel of this is like
It's
fucking
not
nightmarish. Okay.
Bad,
I
That was a good toss.
but I would never.
Andrew
I would
broke.
require payment
You
in
make
order
me
to eat
bananas.
the whole thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
One
Okay.
bite enough.
Yeah.
So correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe the chat out there can correct me. But Gus, you actually have the internet with you.
Oh, got the
And I'm not
internet.
going to look this up. But aren't like banana flavored things
Right.
that like runts and
Or
stuff?
the
Are they-
banana.
Are they that actual
Cavendish?
flavor is closer to what bananas actually used to taste like
That's right.
pre 1950?
That's
That's
right.
the rumor.
Yeah.
I think it's Big Banana saying this is as close as we could get. Go eat a real banana.
Yeah,
chumps."
that's what I think too.
Yeah. I don't
Because
think
it's like an uncanny valley banana
Yep.
flavor.
I
You know?
want.
like it's there, but it's not.
Can we? Are all those bananas gone?
they're gone.
Like you can't.
It's fungus. It got fungus.
What
It
it-
got
like,
Last of Us. The
we-
Last of Us. The bananas.
We've got a budget. Like if I told Eric, buy us a Cavendish banana, he
Is it
couldn't do it.
Cavendish or is it the one? What do we have now?
Gros Michel is what we have.
Gros
now.
Michel.
Gros Michel.
Gros Michel.
You have to say it that way because if you say gross Michel, ew.
Is it not Gros Michel?
Gross Michel.
Eric, buy me a
Michel.
Cavendish banana. What does he say? We've tried to order bananas, but they were out of season. Well, then order them when they're in season.
What do you
dude.
mean?
Bananas are
never out of season.
Never out of season.
Cavendish
You
has
can
been
always
out of
get
season for
bananas.
70 years.
Right.
70 years, can't get them. With all our science, with all our miraculous science, we couldn't get a Cavendish banana.
Again, it's hoisted by our own petard in that regard.
well, because the science behind it is like
It's a Shakespeare quote,
is
Barbara.
because-
It's like that. I've never heard you say those words before in that succession.
it's one of those things too where like the reason they wiped out the Cavendish banana is because there's been
It's a monoculture.
it's monoculture.
It's a mon-
They've
there
eliminated
was
biodiversity.
There was a banana monopoly that then turned into a banana monoculture that then wiped out the Cavendish banana.
So like if a plague came along that attacked our current Gros Michel banana, we would be out of bananas in like a year.
It exists.
you'd have to pivot. Yeah.
It's called Tropical Race 4, and it's already out there. And the worry is that it's going to continue and eliminate all bananas as we know them.
I
believe
prefer
Tropical Race
delicious
3 is what eliminated the Cavendish, and now the new one has
coming.
dropped.
We're
And
gonna- our
Cavendish
kids are only
retarded
going to
it.
know plantain.
Chiquita's sweating.
And that's why I'm not
underneath
having
that-
kids.
Don't have kids.
I can't allow
enjoy
anyone
banana.
to live in a world without normal bananas. America, freedom.
Bananas.
I don't know which camera is mine.
Year-round bananas.
My favorite thing about a banana is that 70% of it is delicious, and like the last 30 is the grossest thing you've ever tasted. I never finish a banana. I'm like, ooh, delicious. Oh, this is fantastic. Haven't had one of these in a while. Get down to this last bit. I'll never eat one of these as long as I live. Throw it in the garbage.
The little brown mushy bit with the little nipple on it.
yeah,
At
gross.
the bottom.
It's just like I want the flavor until I absolutely don't want the flavor anymore, and that's why they make mini bananas. They're
The
like
smaller
this
ones.
big.
That's what I was going to
Like
suggest
this-
to you.
So apparently I'm wrong, according to chat. Fake count to disable autoplay, thank you. Cavendish is the current banana. Gros Michel was the one that was wiped
Okay,
out.
great.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
I can't be bothered to look it up. I can only tell if chat.
Yeah, we just
tells
need to
me.
wait for chat to catch up to our discussion
Right.
and then figure out what's
learn.
actually true or not.
Speaking of things that are extinct, there was a new Jurassic Park trailer during the Super Bowl,
Dude.
and I get they're grasping right. Like Sam Neill and
Laura Dern.
Laura Dern are like back reprising their characters.
Which like they've both done. Like they don't need to come back. We don't need Sam Neill and Laura Dern to come back and reprise. They're not like hurting.
Speaking of people coming back to do their characters, you see that Austin Powers commercial?
Yikes.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
entire cast
don't
of
need
Austin
it.
Powers in one commercial.
Here's the thing, like that.
Weird,
Except for
man.
Austin Powers, I guess they couldn't get Mike Myers.
Gus,
I see what you
What?
did there.
they're the same person.
What?
I think he knew that. I think he was being
No, I'm really looking forward to the Oscar winner from 2030 recognizing things, the motion picture. That's like really that's what we're headed
They
toward.
did it
It's
with
just
Star
like,
Wars. They're doing it with Jurassic Park. What else did they do it with? They did something with something else recently, where it's just like you just get the old people to come back, and then everybody loves it because the boomers like are like, oh, I remember Han Solo. Or like they did it with Indiana Jones. They keep it's all of the Spielberg is really digging it. I feel like Spielberg has something to do with bringing back the old folks.
But I mean, there's a way to do it that's just cash grabby, but then there's a way to do it. I think that's also like well executed.
I have not seen a well executed version of Bring Back the Old Folks.
I might agree with you on that. I'm trying to rack my brain for any answer.
Did
to that.
either of you like Ghostbusters Afterlife?
Didn't see it.
Haven't seen it yet.
But maybe.
But I feel like I would.
Also, rest in peace, Ivan Reitman.
Ivan
Oh
Reitman.
man,
I know.
terrible.
Jeez, man.
I feel like Ghostbusters Afterlife came closest to nailing that.
Got it.
Where it's like a story, like a quote unquote new story that abuts an old story and kind of like Venn diagram overlaps it a little bit. It's like it was endearing in a way to like try to bring the franchise to like a younger new generation,
Got it.
while still keeping the crotchety old people happy. Like, okay, that was Ghostbusters, but it's obviously not ours anymore.
And I guess
it's
that's the
theirs.
thing is the reason that they're trying to make the crotchety old people happy is because they're the ones with all the money.
That's correct.
Ah, got it. Okay, never mind. I'm caught up. I get it.
Yeah. It's very interesting, and it's something that, like, I don't know, I think kind of plagues all media, which is like the people who write the checks are very interested in replicating the last success, and it is how we get this. It's how we get funneled down to
Sure.
like kind of worse versions of everything that just kind of like, and now we have a Jurassic Park movie that like. I don't know. I feel like it's tough to like both pass the torch and appease because like passing the torch, cool. Like some people get to like run with this new property, and like I feel like I'm gonna open a whole can of worms. I feel like Star Wars is the best example of this. It's like, why are we following the same 6 people we've known in like one of the coolest sci-fi universes ever conceived?
Very far away, apparently.
Very far away and a long time ago. We follow the same 7 fucking people.
And
like,
everything happens on Tatooine. It's the central planet. Everything happens.
It's very funny how like they just went with Jedi robes. Somebody was talking about that online. How like we just associate Jedi with those robes, even though that would have just been Obi-Wan Kenobi's like Bedouin outfit for living on a desert planet.
Sure.
But now all Jedis wear robes
Right.
because like that's what you wear, even though that was just specific to him because he lived in the
He was in
desert.
hiding.
Yeah,
Right.
and he was in hiding too. Yeah,
They wouldn't have
exactly.
been the common robe. Like,
Yeah.
We're getting an Obi-Wan show, right?
Yes.
For like the
Soon.
for the 6 days that we didn't cover in episodes 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3. Like for that week long, it's the Obi-Wan Kenobi show.
I hope it's just like his capers as a Force ghost.
Sure. Yes, it's just him zooping around the galaxy, just fucking with people as like people need things from the Force.
Did you guys all watch the Book of Boba Fett?
Yes.
Yes.
Finish that up.
Didn't watch the. There was a post-credit thing, right?
I don't know.
Got it.
Trevor's been watching it. That I have, for some reason, I just didn't feel like it, but now I do. So I'll go back and watch it by myself now that he's finished watching.
It's probably better now that all the episodes are out.
I heard that the first few were rough. Like I wasn't hearing a lot of
Yeah?
positive things about it, and so I was like, oh, I guess I'm not missing out by not watching this. But then now everyone's raving about the last couple episodes.
Yeah, then like some characters show up that you care more about. You're like, oh, this is way better now.
I did see.
Yeah.
I did see one scene when Trevor was watching in the living room one time that I like just sat in and started watching. It was one of the earlier episodes where there was like a race through the little city area, and like each biker had like a different color bike, and I was like,
yeah.
"What is this? Looks like Power
And
Rangers."
Robert Rodriguez, baby.
And one of the
Robert Rodriguez.
mopeds has like 12 mirrors. on
It
the
just was
side.
like this feels very not Star Wars.
You're right. It's like a very specific kind of sci-fi that's not Star Wars sci-fi.
Yes.
And like the
off.
argument made for those bikes is that episode 2 has that whole diner scene. Like there's a 50s diner.
And that's what people loved. They were asking for more of that.
clamoring for more.
But that was the argument of like,
space
we can make
diners.
this. It's a choice inside of the realm of Star Wars set deck. So,
So
oops.
I watched all of the Book of Boba Fett, and the first 3 episodes are real rough, and then it becomes a totally different show at one point.
Yes.
In which case you're like, cool.
There it is.
And then the finale, which is without question one of the worst directed action things I have ever fucking seen. It is-
When a guy does the spin to shoot,
it's not even like
whoa.
that is
I saw a gif of that.
that is
So
I was just like, "What is this? What is?"
that isn't even the worst part. Like that is very dumb because that's just bad blocking and bad coverage. It is like I without giving too much away. You have a bunch of people firing weapons at these 2 mech droids with shields for 25 minutes nonstop, making no dent in the. It's like
None.
new strategy. It's like these people are like. It was just so frustrating to watch. It's like, do anything else. Like, it's just so bad, and it goes on.
let's fall back and get ourselves
forever.
cornered and keep doing the same thing.
Exactly. It's just
Double
bad.
down.
It's just, oh God. And
It's bound to start working.
if we just fire one more laser, this will be the one that cuts through this like mech droid shield. It's like,
Here's
oh
the thing
my
about
God.
here's the thing that I got real confused on, especially in that episode. How like if I were to shoot you with a blaster right now, would it kill you? Is it a bullet? Because like I don't want to spoil anything for everybody, but like somebody takes a handful of blaster
They've got
shots.
armor.
The character in question who got shot a lot has a lot of fur, so just took like 5 or 6 shots like straight to the core,
I
and
have
then
also wondered that what is the actual
What is the
material of the black? Like,
what's
what is
the
it
strength?
shooting?
Yeah,
What's
what
it
do we?
shooting?
It's a laser of some kind, but then what's the?
No, it's a blaster. Because if it was a laser, it would travel like at the speed of light,
what
wouldn't it?
what
Like
does
you
a
wouldn't
blaster
see
mean?
it.
But yeah, so it's a blast.
It's like ionized gas or something.
ionized
So it's like
gas.
a pressure.
brother.
But
yeah,
listen,
I'm not going to get into the science. I'm not going to get into the ballistic science of this space wizard movie.
Sure.
But yeah, that's the thing. I was like, also too with that last sequence of that episode, I was like, man, fucker was ammo on clearance. They just like keep like it's just nonstop laser
Infinity.
fire,
Infinity
never
bullets.
reloading, never doing. It's like,
But also doesn't
Is
do
that-
that much damage. So it's like, yeah, it's not gonna.
And also, that one group escapes their dangerous situation only to fall back to the other group in an even worse situation. Like, oh, thank God we escaped that. Let's bunker down here now.
it's real bad.
Let's all die together.
It's very bad. Like, and in terms of like the direction, both with the action sequences themselves, but then also just with like the story of it is it's like they had all the ingredients for something like that could have been really cool, and they just baked just an absolute shit cake.
Here's my argument. If the Book of Boba Fett was animated, you would buy a lot more of those scenarios. And I think also, if the Book of Boba Fett, everything's the same except it's animated, except coverage is a little different. It would be easier to palette.
I don't know. So I think the problem lies with something that Andrew kind of touched on, where the story starts and immediately it forks into two different
Two
stories.
different shows.
One of which doesn't end up really mattering at all. So it's like you end up feeling, as you watch the show more, you end up feeling like you wasted a lot of time in the show with stuff that's only marginally or ancillary important to the actual storyline that's going on. To just have like a scene at the end that's like, oh, you didn't know this is who really did the thing.
Bum, bum, bum.
Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Somebody tweeted the other day, my favorite scene in a Marvel movie, and I don't know who tweeted this, so I can't credit them, but like my favorite scene in a Marvel movie is at the end credit scene when somebody like comes out from a pile of rubble and goes, "It's me, Blorko," and then the whole audience reacts. And the idea of like, "It's me, Blorko," is now like my favorite trope of all like new like sci-fi, like
I have to
Star
look it up.
Wars. Like Marvel, like anytime there's that big reveal in Boba Fett, and like I don't know who that character is, and all of a sudden like he tilts up the hat, and Allie just goes, "It's me, Blorko." And I was like, yes, I don't know who that is, but that's definitely a Blorko.
Well, even in the after credits scene of Book of Boba Fett, there's like a scene where you see someone, and I was like, who is that? It was a character from the show, and I was like, I don't know who that is. I had to Google it. It was like, oh, it's the
right.
guy we just saw.
It's Blorko,
It's Marco.
obviously.
That is, I read a really well written film crit Hulk write up on the new Book of Boba Fett. It was really, really well done, and I kind of hit on a couple of things that like I you know, one of the things your brain notices, but you're like can't really put into words, and it's just like this. It's the Book of Boba Fett is at its very core just like very bad storytelling. It just like the existence of the Book of Boba Fett justification is more Star Wars. Like, and that's like what the overwhelming feeling you get watching the entire thing is just like, we got to keep this machine running.
Yeah.
And
Which,
like, so
again-
it's not in service of any, like, because one thing that it really touches on that like you never get, and there's like, and people pointed this out in the very last episode, Cad Bane is in it. Sorry. Cad Bane is in the very last episode.
Sorry, Barbara. It got
Sorry.
spoiled for you.
Sorry, Barbara.
Blorko's in
Yes.
Book of Boba Fett.
Oh no, Cad
Blorko's in it.
Bane.
Anyway, he asks Boba Fett.
You don't
It doesn't
know.
define
No.
it.
It's a Blorko
Oh, it's
character.
Blorko.
He
For sure,
asks Boba Fett, one thing I can't understand. What's your angle? What does Boba Fett want? He asks him point blank, the character, what do you want? Because that's the one thing that's missing from this entire series. Is like, I guess he wants to take over Jabba's like criminal empire, but why?
Right.
You never understand that through the whole series. And then Boba Fett answers him. He goes, these are my people. This is my planet. I'm not just going to walk away.
Still, what do you
Is
want?
it? Like, these aren't your people.
Since when?
Since when?
That's not your planet. We saw you as a little boy on a different planet.
It's like, these aren't your people. The Tuskens were the closest thing, and they're fucking dead.
Right.
They got massacred, and the people of this town hate your guts. They want you dead. They're trying to gunning for you every minute. So that's one of those lines that you're like, that sounds good, but is meaningless.
Sure.
And it's just fucking bad
It
storytelling.
was in chat. Fake account to disable autoplay and JJO are calling him Cad Blorko now.
Great.
Cad Blorko.
Cad Blorko.
This reminds me of this is just a tidbit I learned recently. You know the term blood versus water?
Yeah.
What do you think that means? Just like based off what you've heard of that term and how you
What do you mean, like
interpret
blood is thicker than water?
Blood is thicker than water, yeah.
Yeah, it's like your family ties are closer, or like people you share blood with. It's a closer
Then people
tie.
you share a well with,
Yes, like a town.
like a town.
I found out from a friend of mine that that's not the real quote. The quote is, "The blood of war is thicker than the water of birth," Meaning the people who you go through shit with, like war, for example, you get a tighter bond with those people versus the people in your family. So it's the complete opposite of what blood is thicker than water means.
Jack of all trades, master of none is a partial quote.
Yeah.
Same deal. Better than being a master of one is the rest of the quote. So it means the opposite.
The reason that reminded me, just because I was thinking like, oh, if he's talking about this is my home, this is my planet, it's like, oh, well, maybe that was your like place you bonded with people, or like where you made your friends and you feel like this is my home now versus where you were born.
So
I don't know.
Apparently, it's a 12th century German saying. The blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. But I guess it's just translation.
Yeah,
Same
yeah,
thing.
yeah. Close
Trauma
enough.
bonding, man. Shit's real. People
Yeah.
go through shit.
Also, in German, that's just one word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever that is, it's just a single.
Like Schadenfreude.
This episode of the Rooster Teeth Podcast is brought to you by Chime. New year, new you. Hopefully a you who leaves behind things that don't serve you, like those god dang overdraft fees that make me so mad. When your checking account balance is running low, the last thing you need is an overdraft fee. But with Chime, an award-winning app and debit card, you can save that hard-earned cash money without paying overdraft fees. Eligible members can overdraft up to $200 on debit card purchases and cash withdrawals with absolutely no overdraft fees. Make your first good decision in 2022. Join over 10 million people using Chime. Sign up takes only 2 minutes and doesn't affect your credit score. Get started at chime.com/rooster. That's chime.com/rooster. Banking services provided by and debit card issued by the Bancorp Bank or Stride Bank, N.A. members FDIC. Eligibility requirements and overdraft limits apply. Overdraft only applies to debit card purchases and cash withdrawals. Limits start at $20 and may be increased up to $200 by Chime. See chime.com/spotme. This episode of the Rooster Teeth Podcast is brought to you by ExpressVPN. If you've ever been on the bus or the train with someone who's taking a phone call on a speaker, you know everyone who can hear them now knows a bunch of their private business. Using the internet without ExpressVPN is basically the same thing, so don't be that person. Did you know your ISP knows every single website you visit, and then they can sell that information to ad companies and tech giants who can use that data to target you? Well, ExpressVPN creates a secure encrypted tunnel between your device and the internet so people can't peep in on your online activity. The best part is how easy it is to use. Just fire up ExpressVPN app, click a button on any device. I've been using ExpressVPN for almost 2 years now. Got it on all my devices. It's super fast, super easy. Sometimes I forget that it's even there. It runs so seamlessly in the background. Secure online activity today at expressvpn.com/rooster. Get an extra 3 months of ExpressVPN free. That's expressvpn.com/rooster. expressvpn.com/rooster. This episode of the Rooster Teeth Podcast is brought to you by Helix Mattress. Everybody's different. Helix knows that. That's why they have several different mattress models, so you can choose the one that's right for you. They even have a quiz that matches your body type and sleep preference to the perfect mattress for you in just 2 minutes. Don't buy a mattress made for someone else. With Helix, you know you're getting a mattress made for you. I've been getting my best night's sleep lately on my Helix mattress. It's super comfy. It's got just the right of firmness I need. I took the quiz myself, so I know it's the perfect mattress for me. It's not too hard, not too soft. I'm like Goldilocks. It's got to be just right. Never go to a mattress store again. Helix ships your perfect mattress right to your door for free. Helix was awarded the #1 best overall mattress pick of 2021 by both GQ and Wired. Has been recommended by leading chiropractors and doctors of sleep medicine. So just head over to helixsleep.com/rooster. Take their 2-minute sleep quiz. They'll match you to a customized mattress that'll give you the best sleep of your life. Helix is offering up to $200 off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners at helixsleep.com/rooster. Speaking of unrealized sci-fi scripts, I watched a Netflix series over the weekend that the trailer seemed really cool. It's a Korean series called The Silent Sea.
Okay.
And then I started watching it and I was like, I don't think they knew they were going to start filming the next day. It's like, it seems like they did a first pass on the script and no one was like, hey, let's do a rewrite or let's punch this up. Because it's just like, oh, there's just stuff that's missing in this show. It's like, it's like really tense. It's like the whole story's like the earth is dying, right? Like all the water on the earth is disappeared. There's water rationing and these 8 people have to go to this moon base because like the researchers there all passed away mysteriously 5 years ago and they need to go up and recover some mysterious research from this station. It sounds like all creepy and sci-fi horror-ish, but it's like so slow. Like you watch them like crash land on the moon and it's like, we're going to run out of oxygen. We need to hurry to the space station. And it was like the longest 7 minutes of my life. I was like, why is this dragging? This should be super tense. It's like 8 episodes long, but we're in that phase now where it's like, well, I've got nothing else to watch.
How many, how many deep are you at this point?
Yeah, like I'm gonna watch 3 episodes of The Silent Sea tonight and finish it off.
Sunk cost fallacy. Well, I'm already in this deep. I gotta keep going. I
I
guess.
just need to see what happens just so I know whether like. But see, I also hate watch stuff a lot.
That was
I'll-
like me in 50 Shades of Grey.
Did you reading it or watching it?
Both.
Both. Wait.
Well, because I was like, well, I got to see what the fuss of the first book was about. And then I was like, well, now I need to know what happens because I'm already in
Of course.
the story. And then I was like, how did they interpret the books and the movies? I have to watch.
And then, and then I need to get all the
screen. I
spellings
gotta
right
figure
for
this
my
out.
tattoos that I'm getting.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. My own fan fiction that I'm
I was on a show where we like shipped. Thank you. We shipped things across the country. It's easy to guess if you look at my IMDb. But one of the shippers
The biggest humble brag ever.
put.
Look up my, if you look up my IMDb.
It's my job. It's what I do for a living. It's my job.
Look up your IMDb.
It's not very good. My star meter is
I'm gonna
like half a
I'm gonna
million.
edit it. I've got IMDb. Pro.
Anyway, was stuck in a truck with one of the shippers, and they bought the audiobook of 50 Shades of Grey.
Excellent.
And would play it anytime that the cameras weren't rolling.
Okay.
And so was just subjected, and like so through all of the most beautiful parts of Utah, like the grand, like the big plateaus and like the very like astute rock formations, just all of 50 Shades of Grey. So I'm just traumatized anytime I think about Utah. I'm
Gray's
just like,
jawline.
Yeah.
shimmering
Yeah,
in the
as he
moonlight.
Email.
thrust his member,
Yeah.
like it's like right.
but then a lot
Taurus.
of 50 Shades of Grey is emails back and forth between the two of them for like a couple chapters, and so it's like subject about last night, about last night, signed Christian. Like it's just like, and so. But it between the bad writing and then there's just the graphic sex and then just looking out the window and being like, that's the most gorgeous desert I've ever seen in my life.
He ripped off her panties.
Yeah.
And just as you're seeing like pastoral beauty. I have seen 50 Shades of Grey probably 100 times.
Oh, right.
Because I guess I through Master Pancake had to watch it a bunch to make
during
fun
this
of.
time. This is your time of year, isn't it?
Oh boy, it's so funny. You start to like when you see a movie, when you watch a movie that much, you just start to latch. There is a little bit of Stockholm syndrome that like takes
Sure.
that like takes hold because you do start to.
I think that's a plot point in 50 Shades
And
of
it's
Grey.
actually exactly. I think that's actually might be the
It
whole
is the
plot
plot
point.
point, yeah.
And it's really fascinating how you will find things to both like about it and latch onto, and then start noticing things that you never noticed before. And because having seen the movie, went just out of curiosity went to like read some of the book and find some like the choicest like cuts in it. It is some of the most dog shit writing I have ever like. I mean.
Right.
My God,
It's bad.
I
It's
mean,
bad.
it's
It was originally a Twilight
fanfic.
That's right.
Yeah. It was like to the point where I was reading, I was like, this is the most successful Andy Kaufman-esque prank that has ever been played
Absolutely.
on humanity. Like I'm reading, I'm like, you're joking, right? Like seriously, this is the book. Oh, this is the book that made like
Million.
100
Someone's a millionaire
millions of
now.
dollars.
Yeah, exactly. Someone's living on an island right now because of this.
I'm just saying, market stuff to middle-aged women, and you got a gold mine.
Also, very fun fact: while that movie was in the theaters, and this is back in the before times when we were performing in theaters and showing the movie. When 50 Shades of Grey was in the theaters, my friends who worked in the movie theaters, worked at the Alamo Drafthouse, said that without question, by far, the absolute worst audiences. I mean,
Just an audience full of Karens. It's just Karens, as far as the eye can see.
100%.
And Barbara.
Emmy,
And Barbara,
Yeah.
second, like they couldn't even name a second. Like we were like, so what's like the second worst movie like in terms of audiences? Like there is none. This is the one. Like there's like
It's the top
pales in
5.
comparison.
It is the top 5. Like people like bringing their own booze in, breaking shit, like getting sloppy.
Really?
Sloppy.
I
ass.
thought you were just gonna say like people who were just rude or whatever.
All
like,
of the above. It's all of the above. People bringing in like breaking shit, getting in fights, getting sloppy drunk at like 2:30 on a
Hell
Wednesday
yeah.
for those shops. Just like awful audiences back to front.
Re-release the director's cut of 50 Shades of Grey. I want to see this.
I want the Snyder cut.
Yeah, I want
of
the
50
Snyder
Yeah,
Shades of
exactly.
Grey.
And just go see like weird like
Snyder cut. I just want Snyder to do anything with any movie. Just the Snyder cut of 50 Shades of Grey. Oh, what a great
There's a
premise.
circumcision joke in here somewhere that I'm
Absolutely.
not finding.
Speaking of the Draft House, did you all see that the
Rest in
original
peace.
Draft House location got demolished? Was it last
No.
week? Yeah.
Yeah.
They tore down that whole block. there.
Colorado?
Yeah, like fourth in Colorado.
The
like
one that's downtown?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the
Not
Ritz.
the Ritz,
There-
but
one
the old
before the Ritz.
location.
It was like a bottle service spot.
Copy.
yeah, they I guess they're building a tower there. They tore down the whole block.
I got to meet Tim League one time, and he's one of those people, like, if you know, he runs all of the Alamo Draft House, and a hero of mine since a very early age. I got to meet him once through Owen Edgerton, Bloodfest, as we know.
Yeah, the guy who wrote and directed Bloodfest.
Yeah, and so I was working on Owen's first movie, and Tim was on set, and I was like, I'm gonna geek out. I'm gonna geek out when I meet Tim. And when I was 19, I had gotten tickets to the last night of the Alamo. It was the last night that they were showing movies at that location.
Nice.
And they gave you like a wrench
yep.
to like pull up your seats. So I have 2 Alamo seats, which that's a humble brag. I'll take that as a humble brag.
Yeah.
But I walk up to Tim and I'm like, hey man, great to meet you. I got real drunk when I was underage one time at your restaurant and had a great time. And he was like,
I like how that's what you choose to tell
I
me.
just panicked. I panic over like I geek out over like bizarre celebrities, and this is one of those times where it's like Tim League just geeked all the way out, and I was like, I got really drunk at your restaurant, and the only thing Tim League has ever said to me is, "Why would you say that to me?"
Yeah.
And I just went,
yeah.
I gotta get back to work. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Well, because now he's like, am I liable
Right,
for
right.
this?
He's
Where do I
telling that
go?
story now.
Right.
He,
He's telling it to somebody else, being like, "Don't. This is how not to do this."
It is so funny how like I really feel like most of life is just blowing it. Most of life is
98%
just blowing it.
is
It's just
just
like having like
whiffing it.
here's my moment. Here's my like chance to meet my heroes, say hi, say my piece, say thank you, and instead you fucking blow. You just like, and it just. I think that's so funny, and but that's like not just like meeting heroes. I think that's with most things. It's just like blowing
Yeah.
it.
What
In
would you
general.
say is
In
like the
general.
weirdest geek out? What's your weirdest geek out? Like a celebrity, you're like, oops, like that's not a person's not necessarily famous, but they're famous enough, and now I feel I weirdly handled this.
I got real awkward around. So like I'm very lucky to get to go to conventions and meet other guests that are there.
sure.
Some of which I'm like, you are way too famous to be talking to me right now in the same room as me. I don't know what's going on here. Some really lovely people. Some people who are not as lovely.
Sure.
Won't name any names, but there's a cosplayer named Allison Tabitha, who you've probably seen on the front page of Reddit many times.
Okay.
She is the most phenomenal cosplayer. She literally transforms herself into these characters by ways of costuming and makeup and just everything that she does. And so I've been following her for like years. And she was at a convention, just at a booth that I was at. And she had a line the whole time. And I remember saying to my convention agent, like, I would love to meet her at some point. And during lunch, he grabbed me. He's like, oh, she's actually available if you want to go say hi. And I was like, yeah. And I was that awkward fan around her where she was like at her booth and she's like, hi. And I'm like, hi, I love your stuff. You're so good. Can I like get a photo with you? And
Yeah.
she's like, of course. And in the picture, she's like, she has her arms around me and I'm just standing there like super stiff. Just like, oh God. And I was like, oh my God, that's the most nervous I've ever been meeting someone by far.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And it's so funny because you have experience of being on the other end of
Right.
that, and it's just like
Doesn't
how
change
How
anything.
all of that just disappears.
Oh,
it just
100%.
out of your brain the second you
Which-
meet somebody. Yeah.
Which is why, like, whenever we do RTX or conventions like that, and like, you know, you guys watching right now, you say like, you're nervous to meet us. It's like we get nervous meeting other people too.
Sure,
Like,
yeah.
We are not any different. We're just humans, all of us. So yeah, just know that we're a bunch of nerds as well.
I remember once I was at San Diego Comic-Con, and I was with Jeff, and we were outside the convention center, walking across the street. You know that street right outside across the convention center where the train goes and everything. We went across. I think we were gonna get lunch or something, and we're walking across there. And it's Comic-Con, so there's tons of people walking.
Yeah.
You know, like the light changes, everyone's walking. We get like halfway through the street, and Jeff just stops in his tracks and goes, "That's Andre 3000." And I'm like, what? And then like Andre 3000 is like walking right at us, like walking past us, going to the convention center. And Jeff just like can't move. He's like, oh my God, it's Andre 3000. He's walking right at us. Jeff didn't say anything. He just locked up. Andre 3000 walked right past us. And then when he couldn't see us anymore, Jeff was like, oh my God, can you believe it? I was like, You didn't want to say hello, or he's like, no. And we just kept walking.
Holy shit.
But it was funny to see, like, you think of Jeff as being so aloof, and-
Unflappable.
But just
Right.
just frozen, in terror.
He
just
couldn't
fight or
even
flight kicked in.
walk.
Yeah.
He was just like stuck.
I like out of all the different celebrities that it could have been, it's Andre 3000 that he geeks out over.
So funny.
Great.
Oh my god. What about you guys? Ever been starstruck?
I had a conversation with someone recently about this very thing because they were talking about how they were around a certain person that they were intimidated by. And like for the and I was like thinking about this, I was like, it's been a long time, and maybe this is something that comes with age, but it has been a very long time since I've been intimidated around somebody, or just like the very like presence of someone is intimidating. Like it's a very foreign concept at this point, because I think the older you get, perhaps like the more you realize just like, yeah, we're all like getting sick and shitting and being and like doing embarrassing things on our
You're
like
just a human.
people.
Just
It's
people.
We're just fucking people. We're all fallible. We all do the dumbest shit on earth. And so like that gets easier as you get older. So I was trying to like think of like the moments that I have been like starstruck, and mostly it's just like I don't know what to say, because it's like here's the thing that it's not so much Star Trek as it is like, I don't know what to say to you that you haven't heard a million times before, so what does it
Exactly.
matter? But also at the same time, as like someone who is like, you know, people have been like, hey man, like I saw that show that was really, really funny. They were so great. I just like,
I don't know.
just being
though.
thanked is enough.
it feels-
it's nice.
it feels
It feels
good.
nice.
Yeah.
It feels good to
Like
be
you say,
like
I'm a fan of your work.
fan of your work. Exactly.
that's it.
And that's great. That's
all you
great.
need.
I don't think that. Yeah, I think that no matter what level of success you're at, that never gets old.
Never.
You never gets old hearing somebody be like, "Hey, you're a meaningful person that exists in the universe. Thank you."
And that's real. I think that is the goal of that. Is like because you in your mind think, oh, what could I say to this person that won't be trite or they haven't heard a million times before? And
In
it's
one
like,
ear, out the other kind of thing.
it's like yeah, exactly. When it's just like, you know, if you truly mean this and want to thank someone for their impact on your life, you also don't need to leave an impact on theirs. Does that make sense? So you're just like,
You can just thank
you for
somebody.
the work. Hey, love your movies. Fantastic. Made me so happy.
I finally learned
Yeah.
that when we were still at the Congress office, downtown, and our office used to be right next to the Hideout. And one morning I got there to work, and I went into the Hideout, got coffee, came out of the Hideout, and Walton Goggins was standing there.
Who's
Hell yes.
It's an actor. He was
You watching Gemstones?
No.
Okay.
and he was like standing there with a cup
But
of coffee. I assume they were filming Predators at the time, so I assume he was waiting for like his ride to take him to set or something.
it.
I was like, oh my god, it's Walton Goggins. I walked right by him, walked up to our office, and like Bernie was sitting there. It's like, Walton Goggins is standing outside right now. He's right on the street. And Bernie was like, did you say anything to him? I was like, no, I don't want to bother him. Like, he's
That guy.
he's Walton Goggins, right? Yeah, that's him. It's like,
king.
I fucking love him. I loved him in The Shield at the time, and huge fan of his work. And Bernie was like, why don't you say something to him? It's like I don't want to bother you. He's like, no one's bothered if you just say like, hey, I really enjoy your work. Thank you. I think you do a good job.
When
and I was
when
like,
has-
oh yeah.
When has anybody gotten annoyed at being thanked? Like,
Right.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Fuck you.
Oh, this is the guy?
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Gotcha.
if you encounter a person truly that like is upset or like bothered by your thanks, that is like
Right.
a cold reflection on a very sad soul.
Unless you're like breaking somebody's eye line during a take, during
Like,
a
I don't
performance,
know.
like on
Right,
camera.
like I'm trying to catch a cab, or I'm sorry, I'm going into the bathroom. Could you
Right.
maybe not
Yeah,
like
in the bathroom, I would say would be like,
There's like a
maybe
couple
not.
of locations. Oh, you can see that I'm running to make a flight. Maybe don't stop me and like do this.
I don't know
like,
if you could send it to them.
Okay, awesome.
I found the picture of me with this cosplay.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Awesome. But like yeah, exactly. They're like, unless it's clearly like I'm on my way to be somewhere, or like just like, yeah, there's
Wait, so
you're not bothering them
I
per
think
se.
people be very, what's the word? Not like passive about it, but just like really trying to brush you off. It's happened to me twice. Once was Christopher Lloyd, and the other one was JVN.
Yeah, let's look at that.
Yeah, this is the photo of me and Allison Tabitha, the wonderful, beautiful
I
cosplayer.
love, like you said, your arms are really just
It
like
was so awkward.
straight down.
thank you for what you do.
I don't know if it's on the feed or anything.
You're my favorite. Yeah.
'Cause I just didn't know what to say other
Sure.
than just like, you're amazing. Oh my God. I've been following you for years.
I'm sure she
awesome.
appreciated that.
Well, now like she follows me on Instagram and stuff like that, and she sent me some very nice messages and stuff like that.
And you're right. Once I like the name didn't click, but once I looked up, I was like,
Right.
oh, I've seen her a million times on
yeah.
Reddit.
You've
yeah.
probably seen like her Jack Sparrow cosplay.
Oh,
That one I think was
yep.
pretty big. She's done like some really amazing like Wonder Woman cosplays too, because she makes herself look just like Gal Gadot, which is incredible. But yeah, she's phenomenally talented.
It is really insane with like the people who are really expert cosplayers. It's just like when they use makeup to like not just like, oh, I'm like in the same costume as someone, but no, like
The same face.
I
want to take his face off.
with makeup can become like look almost exactly like this other person. That's like truly insane stuff. But then also makes you like appreciate it's like, oh, even the people that I think I know what they look like don't really look like that.
Right.
Like it's like even the people that
There's
I
so
think
much. So it's painting a face for
yeah,
sure.
you are painting a face. It is a canvas.
Speaking of meeting people, RTX coming back in person.
Coming back.
this summer.
Can be awkward.
Come join us.
Come say hi.
If you're watching this live right now, I think today is the last day for early bird pricing. Yeah,
Yes, it
is.
rtxevent.com.
There's QR
Or
code.
there's a QR code. You can
doesn't
scan
bounce
this
around the
one.
screen.
It's fine.
It's safe, we promise.
Yeah, you know what it's about. It's not just some random QR code. It's RTX. Yeah, today's the last day for early bird pricing. Prices are about to go up, so lock it in. Get it while you can. We'll all be there. It's going to be so great. I saw all the photos from the Face Jam event in Chicago
Those are
on
like a
Friday. I was like,
blast.
man, I miss that.
Yeah.
I miss
Yeah,
like
me too.
having an actual live event
Yeah.
in front of people and like feeling that energy. Like I don't know, like you do stuff and you see like views online or you get comments. Like it's different when it's an actual like meet person.
I feel like it's gonna breathe new life into us.
Yeah.
Because I think not having those events and being able to like see our community in person, I think has also been like a huge downer these last 2 years.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I don't know. It's nice to see the people that you make stuff for.
Yeah.
And actually get to talk to
Yeah.
them and meet them.
I'm gonna have a cardboard cutout of myself there that you can go and I'm gonna be standing like this.
You
You can come up and like, yeah, exactly.
do as you please.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you could look like the confident one with Andrew being awkward.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna be like, ew. Precisely. No, it'll be exciting. I'm excited. What day does it fall this year?
The first to the third.
of July.
Of July.
I remember that.
And then you can cut loose in Austin, Texas. Have a nice 4th of July.
Hang out.
Have a nice
Fireworks.
a sweet tea and pop some fireworks.
More
and-
importantly, my birthday on that Saturday,
What's your birthday?
the
July
2nd.
Ah.
So
Oh,
it's
B-Day.
right in the middle of RTX. So
We're throwing you a big party.
I mean, if
called
anything,
RTX.
if you don't want to come for RTX, just come,
Come
and
to
celebrate
Barbara's
my
birthday party.
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
It's a full-on rave.
It was always funny when Bethany was here, who used to be the head of our events team. Her birthday was the 1st. And so whenever RTX was around that time, it was just like, it's our birthday weekend with the most work ever.
Get ready to do a bunch of work.
Yeah, exactly. But I liked it because then you got to celebrate your birthday with like a bunch of awesome
Thousands of
people.
people.
Yeah.
Speaking of small town Texas, I've been pursuing getting my pilot license for a few months now, and I'm finally at the point where I started doing what they call cross country flights.
Okay.
Where it's like where you fly to an airport more than 50 miles away and you land there. So
Are you allowed to take people yet?
no passengers. So I went to Kerrville a few days ago.
Dude, Kerrville slaps.
Kerrville?
you-
The
have you-
airport was cool.
Dude,
I can tell you that.
we did like a little like weekend trip out to Kerrvredge. It's a hidden gem in the hill
I'd
country.
never been because it's kind of a pain in the ass to get to from Austin.
Yeah.
And it's so Texan.
You got to go through
a
Fredericksburg
hidden
and go
gem in the
out
hill
like
country.
10 to yeah.
Yeah, but it's like you get in the plane, it's like, oh, you're there in 40 minutes.
Right.
Because you just like go straight.
Yeah.
Landed in Kerrville, and I was like, I'm gonna get out of the plane. Like I normally never get out. It's like I'm gonna park the plane, then I'm gonna get out and pee.
Whoa.
Perfect.
So like I park the plane, go out, and I'm walking over to like the building where like they call it the FBO. I'm walking over to the building to like where the bathrooms are, and like I stop and I look, and there's like another plane parked there that all 3 tires are flat, which seems like the ultimate insult to a vehicle that flies.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you can't do that because your ground, like, the things you touch the ground with are all flat. It's like, it's so sad to see.
Right.
It's like, oh, this is something that could fly,
Right.
but it can't because it's got
Yeah.
flat
It's
tires.
like a bird with a broken foot. It's like, come on.
Yep.
I thought you were going to say, outside that plane, Walton Goggins.
Just standing
outside his plane.
I
in
took a
Kerrville.
picture with him. It was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
I flew this weekend. I was out of town and I flew back home, and I was getting some snacks for myself before the flight, and I found that they had pickles as a snack, like a little snack pack of pickles.
Okay.
That's like chopped up and it's
Little
like
gherkins.
they're like spicy.
I've seen those.
Yeah.
They're good.
I love
up.
pickles. Yeah, like sliced.
Halved.
Sliced pickles.
Right. Not like
Got it.
not like a relish.
No.
Just a shot of relish.
It's just a jar of relish I bought.
Eating with a spoon, like a
It's at the
psycho.
airport. It's $11.
Yeah. And I'm sitting there in those like seats that they have at a lot of terminals that are like the hard plastic that slope down. And I'm eating the pickles and it's a small bag and I was like, ugh, let me just get more. And I tip it to get more.
no.
And all the pickle juice comes seeping out onto my jacket, pools into the chair that I'm sitting in. And I'm wearing jeans. Also, I have a checked bag, so I don't have any clothes
Oh
with me.
no.
And I'm
And then
just
you're gonna
like,
get on the plane next to another human, and that guy,
Yes.
that person's gonna know that you're pickle lady for the rest of that person's life.
yep. And the people across from me watched it all happen. And I'm trying to wipe it up. I don't have any napkins or paper towels. I have a receipt from when I bought the pickles that I'm desperately trying to soak up.
Like a little piece of thermal
Little
paper.
piece of paper that I'm trying to soak it up with, and I just like move over, and it was a disaster.
Did the people across from you volunteer aid at all, or were they just like?
None,
did
none
they laugh?
whatsoever.
They
They
were
just
just
like sat
watching.
there and just.
Well, everyone has masks on, so all I see is just like just eyes looking at me, and they're like doing their thing. And I was like,
Oh my god.
God, because that's like, that is a high octane smell. Like that is, I mean,
Yeah, it's not
you know,
what- yeah,
like
it's-
vinegar. It's pure vinegar
Right.
and like pickle brine. I mean, like in terms of liquids you could spill on yourself, it's like, well, pickle juice,
tuna pack.
turpentine.
It's like at the bottom of a
tuna
pack.
water.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's
almost
like-
as bad as when a woman kicked a full Bloody Mary onto me on one plane. I had it on my table, and she was moving past me, and she kicked it, and it all spilled into my lap. And this was a flight from London to Austin. And this happened an hour into the flight.
Oh, 5 hours with a wet Bloody Mary lap.
Wet lap. And
That-
she just went, oh, let me get someone. And I was like, how about like, sorry.
Maybe.
Maybe step one. Oh my
Maybe.
God, I'm so sorry.
I don't know what it is in some people's brains where it's just like my instinct is to apologize.
Right.
If I'm like
Existing means I'm apologizing.
exactly
Like,
my presence
I won't-
seems like I'm like I'm in imposition.
I wake
Excuse
up every
me.
day, and the first words out of my mouth are usually "sorry."
I'm sorry,
Just like,
what?
I'm sorry.
Someone
some-
bumps into me, I
Yeah,
say
right.
sorry.
With some people, it's like the action is not their fault. It's not their doing. It's something that happened
Right.
while they were there. Like, oh, that glass fell over. Not I knocked
And if
that
they say
glass
sorry,
over.
they admit.
I love being a
Right.
person who doesn't understand object permanence or causality.
But there's some languages that like feature that as like how you present when things break. Like I think it's Spanish.
Yeah, it broke.
Yeah, it broke. It broke. Like it's very much like
Yeah.
like you don't hit the vase. It's like the vase broke on itself.
Yeah, it broke. That's true. Yeah.
So it's-
Interesting.
Vlasic Barb, not my joke. That's right. It was my
It
joke.
was your joke.
Oh.
There's actually two people who made that joke, the Vlasic one. And then many people made that, looks like you're in a pickle now. And I went, no, I am the pickle now. Because I was covered in pickle
Very
brine.
good.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
You brined yourself.
Good night,
Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody.
Just kidding.
Yeah, that's awful. The worst I've had, I had a bunch of water spilled on me on a flight, but it's like, all right,
you're just
water. That's
wet.
inconvenient. That sucks, but it doesn't stink and it's not sticky.
Wait, did I tell this story on the show before? I spilled corn on a cop once. Did I tell you this?
spilled.
I was a
thought you
waiter.
said you spilled corn on a cob.
No,
but you
cop
said you
on
spilled corn
on a
cob.
police.
When
Yeah,
you say spilled corn, I'm guessing it was like already kerneled.
it was kerneled corn. So I worked at like a little redneck restaurant, and like 3 cops came in
Country
one day. It was
Cracker Barrel?
like a Cracker Barrel, only like more in the backwoods, and like was serving. I was like 14. I had gotten like written permission from my principal to have a job, and then like was serving these like 3 police officers, and one of them ordered kerneled corn, and I just like, and like she was in uniform, and like they like the other 2 cops thought it was very funny and tipped very nicely for some reason,
Because they didn't like her.
Because probably like,
Probably.
And then I got no. She didn't tip. Obviously, I wouldn't have either. But it burned. It keeps you up at night. Burned into my retinas. I'd still think about it.
The moment slowly playing in
yeah,
your brain
over and over again. Just
Individual
the corn
kernels
falling.
glistening in the
Yeah.
light.
Just back and forth. It just keeps replaying and rewinding and replaying and rewinding. Just
Do you think that they still think about that moment? Hey, remember
maybe.
that time that kid spilled
Spilled
corn
corn?
on you?
Remember when he corned you?
It's been 20 years. I still think about it all the time. So
Yep. Other officers wouldn't let me live it down. Had to quit the force. Got a meth habit. Guess you could say my life ended that day that corn was spilled on me.
You know, it's like the old
this
saying.
butterfly effect ruined their life.
Yeah.
It's like the old saying, "Corn is thicker than water."
Right.
That's right.
We all really know
We all
that.
know
Misinterpreted.
Yeah.
Yeah. People think it means one thing. It doesn't.
No. God. I'm trying to think. Speaking of flights, liquids, and London, I think I might have told this story on this
All right.
podcast before.
Very specific.
It's 3 years ago when there was RTX London, I flew over there and I was like, you know what? I'm going to treat myself. I'm going to upgrade to business class.
Hell yeah, dude.
Which is honestly, even though it was initially uncomfortable because of what I'm about to say, man, was that worth the money? Man, was it worth the money to upgrade to a nice business class seat? But
Little trick: if you upgrade the day of, it's usually cheaper than buying it straight out.
straight out, yeah.
Pro tip.
Pro tip. These are flight tips with Barbara Duck. The overhead bin was leaking, and it was just it was dropping water onto me and my seat, and they couldn't figure out where it was coming from. And that's one of those
That's
things where
concerning.
that's exactly what you're like. Water coming from nowhere on a plane.
Inside.
Not good, not great.
No.
Like, it's like a boat, maybe more concerning, but also still not ideal on a
Right.
plane either. And then to open up the overhead bin, like a centimeter of water, like a quarter of an inch of water
A quarter of an inch.
inside.
That's like that's a flood. That's
Yeah.
like, that's
From
enough.
where?
They could never figure it out. They put
Maybe
a bunch
someone's
of
water bottle? Like,
no. This was like coming from maybe a condensation line or
Yeah.
something, like maybe from the air conditioner, one of the air conditioners, something like that. They ended up putting up a bunch of like towels and blankets up there and soaking it up, so it eventually stopped. But the mystery of where that water is coming from and like
I feel like it'd be like, I don't want to be on this plane flying in the
a
sky.
little bit.
So speaking of passive people who take no responsibility, I had this exact same thing happen to me, Andrew, where it's like I was sitting and there was just water dripping on me, and the flight attendant comes by and asks, "Does anyone have a water bottle up in the overhead compartment?" Nobody answers, like ignoring her. And I'm meanwhile, like I'm getting soaked. So I talked about getting water on me. I'm getting water all over me. I have to stand up. The flight attendant's like, "Does anybody have a water bottle up there?" Nope. And there's, like you said, a quarter-inch water in the overhead bin. So flight attendant starts pulling bags out to try to like put blankets down to sop up the water. She pulls one bag out, and there's a water bottle with the top off. And all the water has come out. And she goes, "Whose bag is this?" And some guy goes, "Oh, that's mine." And she goes, "Did you have this water? Is this your water bottle? Did it have water in it?" He goes, "Yeah." And she goes, "It's spilled everywhere." He goes, "Oh, okay."
Again, no sorry.
Yeah, it's like,
apologize.
I am covered in the fucking water from your water bottle, asshole.
No,
Yeah,
fucking
yeah, that's fine.
gas chamber, no trial. just straight to the gallows.
Yeah.
Get that person.
you're dead now.
Dead.
Like, I saw her stand right next to you and ask, "Does anyone have a water bottle
No.
up there?"
Just out of the
Who,
plane.
me?
It's like, hey, could you let me know when we're at 35,000 feet because this person's going to take a first class ticket out of the door. I'm sending this person into the ocean. Insane. That is insane. Gus.
It's always so wild to me because I don't know if maybe I'm more like just too socially aware and too like what's the word like not wanting to get in anyone's way ever,
Sure.
always wanting to like just not be an inconvenience to anyone ever. But there are some things people do where it's just like they don't care.
Yeah,
Like
not their problem.
Not their problem. Oh, that happened. Oh, whatever. Like we were at a event this weekend, me and Trevor, and people had like their coats in certain places and like put bags down on chairs. And the chair next to us, there was a phone that had an alarm going off. It wasn't a sound alarm; it was a vibration alarm. But it was going. Did not stop for an hour and a half. And we kept looking around to be like, whose code is this? Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't so loud that everyone would hear it, but because we were right next to it, that's
Right.
all we could hear for the entire time. And I just wanted to be like, who set an alarm?
An hour and a half.
Who set an alarm at this event and just put it in their coat and left it somewhere? And it's just like, man, I would check to make sure I didn't have anything on my phone that was going to go off or anything like that. But people are just like, oh, whatever, not my problem.
real villain origin story shit. Just like, well, this is when I snap. This is how I lose my mind.
This is it.
For me, those moments are really like I don't know why. And this is some like old man gripey shit. But seriously, I do not know
From
why.
you? No.
No. I do not know why leaf blowers have to be used by people at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
no matter where you live in this world.
No, that's prime leaf time.
Prime leaf time must be at 7 a.m. right outside my window specifically.
Sure.
Like,
That's where we all meet.
we all meet with your
Yeah,
leaf
we're supposed
blower
to go there,
connection.
yeah.
Yeah, just compare different things. But yeah, similar thing like with like car alarms going off. It's just like for like an hour one time, and they're just like, oh, came out. I'm sorry, I was like listening to something on my headphones. Neighbor came out and like turned his like alarm
I haven't
off.
heard a
Like,
good
okay.
car alarm in a long while. I'm overdue for like a long car alarm annoyance. That'll probably happen
Yeah.
this week. Definitely this week.
Did So
I would just
Leaf
die
blowers.
inside.
have
Yes.
you heard
Go
how
on.
bad
They are for the environment.
leaf blowers are? Yeah.
As long as they're the gas powered ones.
Yeah.
The electric ones still suck.
Hydrocarbon emissions from a half hour of yard work with a 2-stroke leaf blower are about the same as a 3,900-mile drive from Texas to Alaska in a Ford F-150
Oh
Raptor.
my god.
No,
Excuse
like-
me?
This-
you
this is a-
you could drive a truck from here to Alaska, and that would be the same as running a 2-stroke leaf blower for 30 minutes.
But that's just a 2-stroke engine in
Period.
statement.
Yeah.
Right. Like 2-stroke engines just suck. Like
Yeah,
but that's like the most common application nowadays.
I would argue weed eaters as well.
And it's
yeah.
all to blow leaves away from places
it's all
outside.
to move leaves from one place to another.
Right.
It's all just to like control nature. Like it's just like we're shitting on nature while we're trying to control it. Like I want these leaves over there and everybody else sucks.
This fact that fact is all the more maddening when you actually like. I remember like a couple of years ago, I was living in an apartment, and or I guess this is more than a couple now. I lived in an apartment, and it was a windy day, and like the landscape people were out there blowing leaves, only for it to be
against the
blown right
back
back.
at
Like it was the most Sisyphusian task I've ever witnessed in person, and they just still felt the need like. Just that kind of pollution, whilst not accomplishing anything, it's just like
Do you think these people don't realize that they're causing that pollution? Like they, because honestly, up until
I mean,
now, I
like-
didn't realize that they were that bad.
As one
terrible.
who leaf blows, I feel like you're a little like it is what it is.
Yeah.
I feel like it's more on the corporation to be like, hey, maybe we should be a little more considerate because people are gonna leaf blow. It's so
You get
it's,
the electric ones.
you could, but then it's like, yeah, I blame the corporations.
So not quite related. You said windy day, and it made me think about another. This is it. I'm going to bitch about something else.
A hard pivot to bitch about something else.
Someone in a 1-block radius of my house has a wind chime, and I want to murder them.
What are we
Oh,
talking?
yeah.
We're talking like big tubes.
I don't know. All I know is when it gets windy, I hear a wind chime, and I can't see it, and I want to burn something down.
I feel like wind chimes aren't.
If it's really windy,
I need some more detail on the
What's
type
the
of
point?
chime.
All wind chimes.
Not all wind chimes.
There's no such thing as a good wind chime.
There-
Oh, the
absolutely
wind's
is.
blowing, and that thing makes noise.
what I like is when it's a drifty wind and you just hear the pling, 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 pling,
here's-
pling, and it's like nice and relaxing and it's like not constant.
Sure.
Yeah,
But
windy
more
days.
of a simple.
one of
We've
those-
had a couple of blustery days lately, which is
We-
what
oh, we
made me
have.
really hate this wind chime, and I can't fucking find it.
If you
and it's
find,
driving
what
me
are you gonna
crazy.
do if you find it?
Steal it.
Bullshit.
And throw it away.
Bullshit. Come on the show and bring the
What you
wind
should
chime
do-
when you find it.
Instead
and
of stealing
steal
it, you should just put a rubber band.
I was gonna
around
say,
it.
get a bunch of socks and like bend them, or a real wind chime silencer. Just
Yeah.
put individual socks on each tube and like rubber band them. Yeah.
Oh
Yep.
my god.
I feel like the big wind chimes are fine. Like the really expensive, like 4-foot. It has you got a good push on them to like make
Have you
a
ever heard
noise.
the bamboo ones? The ones
Yeah.
that are more like. tung, 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 tung. Those are nice because it's not like that high pitch.
Yeah,
Like,
these are the small, high-pitched metal
oh
ones.
yeah.
this
Oh,
is-
the small ones are
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, the like especially if you do live in an apartment, and God help you if you live in an apartment and have like wind chimes on your fucking balcony, it's like everyone can hear those, and if even one person doesn't like them, that's already too many. Because I'm with you, Gus. Fuck wind chimes forever.
Yes.
I
Don't get them.
never like. They tick a very specific part of my brain that again is like I don't want to bother anybody. I don't want to like. It is a very it's as much like I'm not really a big fan of like the sound of them as much as it also is. If even one person, if this is even annoying one person within a block radius of me, I would be mortified. If like I got a note on my door that said, "Hey, your wind chimes,
Hey, buddy.
cut it out." I would be like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Can I bake you a cake? I'm so sorry." I don't wanna,
Oh,
like-
dude, I literally I put up a wind chime maybe a few years ago, thinking like, oh, this will be nice. And then it was windy in afternoon. And the whole time I was thinking, this is loud. Oh my God, people are going to get really mad about this. And I went outside and I immediately took it down. Because I was thinking about what everyone else was going to be thinking. And I wanted to be courteous to my neighbors and the people who live next to me that might be bothered by
common
it.
decency.
Yeah.
It's funny. We're all the same kind of person, aren't we?
That being said, I do like a good wind chime on a nice, calm day.
But
But if you're, have it at a house or place that's far enough away from other people.
Sure, on some acreage.
Yeah.
Wind chimes on an acre into a 3-acre plot.
there you go.
Sure.
And make sure they're with like the kind of like medium to big size
Right.
ones, so you get some
Yeah.
nice like some like medium tones.
I
'cause
like
this,
wind chimes with some caveats.
Right, exactly. I like wind chimes asterisk.
Yeah.
Like there's like
Also,
some,
it takes a little more wind to move those, as
Yeah.
opposed to like any tiny little breeze.
Right.
Right, exactly. It's like no, I don't. No, please, I don't want the cat on a glockenspiel.
No,
like
I don't want.
fucking-
Yeah, I don't want the dream sequence initiation of yeah.
I just thought of School of Rock when he goes chimes. Anyway,
We got
A perfect movie.
perfect movie.
we had
flawless.
a bunch of wind chimes for a video we did a few years ago. It was the Quiet Place Challenge, I think.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Or something like that, where we bought a bunch of wind chimes and hung them around the office and then made it pitch dark, and then we had to like go through an obstacle course. And John and I were like cleaning through some of our old stuff from the old bungalow and found a box, and I was like, what's in here? And I opened it, and it's just probably 30 wind chimes. And I one of the people from facilities was like, what do you want to do with this? So I was like, get rid of it.
Do you have an office?
Immediately.
No. Damn. No.
I guarantee this is the longest any group of people have been talking about wind chimes.
I hear them.
Also,
That's a
somebody
nice-
cued them, and I don't like that at
That's
all.
a nice chime.
Yeah,
are fine.
that's a solid. That's a 3-foot chime at least.
That's
Yeah.
a three. It's like the wind chimes out at Krause Springs. Do you ever go
Yes,
out to
yes,
Krause Springs?
exactly,
Because those
yes.
are like 5-foot
Right.
chimes, and they're very like. Boom.
Also, I feel like-
you feel very monastic. It feels very
Feels
like
very
go for that.
zen. Feels like you're about to do some yoga.
Also, somehow this wind chime. I don't know how this room is rigged, but it feels like it's in my head. It feels like I'm listening. It's like
That's the magic of the chimes.
yeah, I guess. And I'm a little shocked that you don't like wind chime. I feel like there should be like
Have you met
What?
us before?
But like there should be like an aeronautic version of wind chimes where it's like if the knot speed is at a certain point, it will chime, and then there's got to be like a airplane nerd.
Did you know wind
chime.
socks are calibrated?
Get the fuck out of
Yeah.
here.
Depending on how much of it is lifted up, tells you how strong the wind is.
Yeah. So like I'm saying like that, but for wind chimes.
A little bit of trivia for you. No, no wind chimes. Wind sock. That's what I need. If it's not a propeller humming at 2,200 RPM,
Sure. Oh, do you have
that's
a-
just like droning
do you
into
have
the
a-
center
do you
of
have
your
a-
brain.
So you have a propeller on your plane. You don't have like
Oh,
a jet.
No, God, no.
You don't have a propeller.
No, just a propeller.
You do.
No jet.
Do you have to like?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's super dangerous. Like,
is?
You have to you learn how to do that in case you need how to do it, but they're like
but no, because it'll chop your fucking hand
right.
off. It's
They're
like,
like,
oh, yeah.
don't ever do this. If you have to and it's an emergency, here's how you can do it, but do not do it.
right. It's like, hey, my lawnmower, that blade's stuck. Let me go ahead and see if I can start it with my hand.
Let me look right
fair.
down the barrel of my gun
Yeah.
as I
Yeah.
try to fix it. Yeah.
What do they recommend you do? Just
Start it with the key, like a like a civilized person.
They
Sorry,
may
Derek.
let all the air out of all three tires.
Right.
And
Yeah, you
Spill
actually-
pickle juice all over yourself. Hop in the plane.
Yeah, it's like you need two people. You need to like stand in a way where if you stumble, you don't fall into the propeller. Like there's a lot of thought that goes into like what hand you use and how you like position yourself. Like it's a whole thing.
damn. All
Yeah,
right.
don't do it.
it's not, you don't want to end up like Raiders, a Raiders
Sure.
situation with going into propeller. Man, that scared the fucking shit out of me when I was a kid. Like,
Oh, the propeller.
Because they toss all the blood.
Because it cuts and you're just like a spray of blood. And I remember, you don't see any.
Rated PG.
Rated PG. God, man, what a golden
What a
era.
time.
What an. I mean, like, was there were that was before there was like a PG-13 rating.
Temple of Doom was PG. They reach into a man's chest and pull out his heart.
PG-13.
No, that's because they invented it for Temple of Doom.
right.
They invented it for Temple of Doom.
But I
Right.
thought Temple of Doom was still PG.
No, Temple of Doom. The second one was why they invented PG-13, and it's because of that scene.
Temple of Doom is PG.
Get the.
Yeah, they created because of that scene. They created PG-13
Because a bunch of
but it
parents
didn't
went,
exist yet.
Hang on a second.
Yeah, this is not for my child.
Yeah, they eat monkey brains. Like, disgusting.
Right.
Get that the fuck out of here. But yeah, you don't even see anything in Raiders of the Lost Ark. You just cut and then spray of blood. But even that as a kid was enough to make me like,
Also in Raiders, like the guy gets sucked under the truck and run over, like when they're fighting.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. And there's that nice like clearly a doll mannequin getting mangled under a truck.
Oh, the best part about Raiders is that one shot where they didn't have
Tough.
where it's just it's a hat on a coat rack.
It's like a fucking hat on a cantaloupe stuck on a broom.
It's the best like nobody expects you to watch this movie more than once, and it's literally just somebody put a hat on a coat hanger, and it's like pulls up in a car, and then the other character gets out. Like
the bald
they not
Nazi,
have an
the
extra?
bald
It was just a
Nazi with
wide.
it's a wide, and I guess he wasn't available that
Yeah.
day. It's the bald Nazi that had burned his hand with
Yeah.
the thing.
Couldn't they put it on any
Anybody
other
else?
human being?
No.
right, no, and they didn't.
They did.
Hey, PA over there.
Right.
Like, sit
Seriously,
in over here.
No, it's
Didn't do
it's
it.
a pile of clothes.
It kind of reminds me of what's that movie? It was like a more recent one. It was some movie, like American Soldier, something like that, where
American Sniper?
someone was
Oh yeah, with the baby.
holding a fake baby.
Yeah.
And I'm
And-
like, this is you don't have the budget to get a real baby. Like
The
what?
baby. So the story with that one is the baby called in sick, and then their backup. I know. And then their backup baby also called in sick, and so then they were just like, "You're just gonna have to use the prop baby." And then they're like, "Don't oversell it."
It's
but then
in my wide,
who's the guy?
I don't
Bradley.
want
What's
Bradley
his-
Cooper.
Bradley Cooper. Bradley Cooper's like a Juilliard trained actor, and so he like made an effort to like puppet the baby, and that's why you actually see it. Like had Bradley Cooper just left that little baby arm alone,
If they had
nobody would
just-
have been the wiser.
Nobody
Kept
would have
the
been like,
little
"What is that
towel hood part on
Right.
it. Like, just don't move it around too
Don't
much.
move the arm around.
Fisher Price sticker on it? Stop it."
We made a TikTok a couple weeks ago. I'm gonna talk about this forever. We made a TikTok a couple weeks ago that was like a promotional one for The Legend of Vox Machina.
Okay.
And in it, Chris was supposed to be a little boy, and we had talked about this and planned it like the week before.
Okay.
Yeah,
It comes day of the shoot. Chris shows up an hour late.
because he's still trying to find someone who would be willing to lend us their kid.
He's trying to find a baby. Like at midnight, he's calling people the night before, like, "Hey, can we borrow your kid tomorrow?"
and we're like, we already said,
Chris,
no.
it's you. You're gonna be the kid. He shows up an hour late with like a severe 5 o'clock shadow and a baby doll, like from American Sniper, just like a doll. And he's like, "Here, I brought this doll. We can use this as the kid." We're like, "Chris, the child has lines."
Still you, bud.
Yeah.
He's like, "Well, we can use this doll in addition to me." We're like, "What do you
He
mean?"
wanted us to sell as if like because Gus was playing the dad character, like as if he had a bunch of children. So like Chris was just one of the children. I'm like, if anything, this is gonna make it feel like you're older if we have a baby
Yeah, we're like,
and you.
and he couldn't explain it. We're like, "Why did you bring this doll?" He's like, "It's so we could have it as well as the child." Like, that doesn't make any sense.
So I love Chris to death, but maybe no more. I don't know anyone who as much like once they get an idea in their head, they will not let it go.
will not let it go.
and cannot be dissuaded from doing any like we don't need the doll. Don't bring the doll. If you bring the doll, I will burn this entire place to the
Right.
ground. Cut to the next day. So I brought the doll. Oh my god! Like
There's also a thing where we have to keep doing it, where it's like, this is for a TikTok. It's for a 60-second filmed on a phone video. It's not like this, big budget,
It's not
high
Bradley
production thing.
Cooper.
right, exactly.
And it's like, I get it. There's some people, I think, we used to make more cinematic stuff here, which is some movies and some like higher budget series, but like we're doing some lo-fi stuff now too. And that doesn't require.
The verisimilitude of
It was fine. I thought it was
great.
It was great.
Honestly,
with
it was
Chris as
funnier
a
that
kid.
way.
Yeah, I thought it looked funny. I mean, he was right. It was weird because he was a little closer to camera, like he was in front of us, so he obviously was a little bigger. Like
Sure.
I wish we could have repositioned it, but just like the way the blocking works, like he had to be in front. Sure, but it's a TikTok. Like it's just
Right,
we're
exactly.
just supposed to tell.
You're gonna be fine.
We're
No
supposed to tell a dumb joke. It's
Yeah.
just to make a joke.
in 30
Right.
seconds. Yeah.
Right.
Really, we were just really quickly jumping back because we were talking about Jurassic Park at the beginning of this episode and coming up to continuity errors. That's how, by the way, that's how good the first Jurassic Park is.
Oh, there's
that
a
movie,
ton of errors.
That movie is wall to wall continuity
Oh,
errors.
yeah.
It is one of the most errorful movies I've ever seen, and you don't notice because it's fucking amazing. It is movie magic that like turns you into a kid again every time you watch it, and it is just wall to wall inconsistency. It's just like, well, because that's another one we did for Pancake, and it's like you really start to just like, oh yeah, he was holding a like little white towel in this shot, and then the very next angle, it's a giant pink fluffy dish towel, and just like the doors opening like from the wrong hinges and like from shot to shot. Oh, it's great.
So this is go tying back a little bit further. in conversations that we've had. We talked about like being starstruck by people. I've been starstruck by a location before. Like one of my
okay.
trips to Hawaii, I went to like the Kualoa Valley Ranch where they film a lot of Jurassic Park. And you go out there and they're like, look, this is where they set up the camera. This is the shot. And you stand there and you're like, oh, holy shit. This is exactly how it looked in the movie. Like this is where like the flock of dinosaurs come running over.
Gallimimus.
Here's the log where they hide
cool.
behind and like all the dinosaurs are jumping over. Like just standing like, I saw
there.
I went to the theater in '94 or whenever, '95. I saw this. This has been with me for decades.
Yeah.
It's like I'm standing where they made that.
That's
It's like
pretty cool.
it's super fucking cool to see all
like,
that stuff.
I've been to a few sets, but like to be in Hawaii, like to be that like in a such different place, and then all of a sudden you just wander into a set where it's like, oh, this is
Yeah, there's supposed to be dinosaurs.
extra layer.
Yeah. And then also some of the more recent movies, like that is exciting.
Right.
That was a volcano. This is where one of those other sets was. Like, what? Okay, fine. Yeah, that's cool.
Most of Lost.
Yeah.
Wow. It never occurs to me like how maybe that's something that's slipping away, and maybe it's something I don't notice as much anymore, and maybe because it's a fact that like so much stuff is shot on green screen and like
Wraparound
digitally
sets.
altered or like backgrounds are digitally replaced or stuff like that. It's been a long time since I saw a new thing where I recognized what I was looking at.
Oh, sure.
And like in a place, like, oh, this is like two people, or this is a group of people in a place that I recognize. It isn't
But
invented
also, like,
whole
what are you
cloth.
gonna do? Like, I feel like as a storyteller, you're not gonna ever. You never want to tell people where you are unless it's very specific to the story.
Sure, no,
or it's New York or LA.
Right. Yeah. yeah. It's like,
Fargo makes sense. You want to see like all of those places, but like, do you need to know that it's Austin? Do you need to know iconic Austin things? Probably not. And I feel like that's a lot of it.
yeah, and it's not so much like, I guess in my mind, it's to like kind of either date it or timestamp it or like location stamp something. I just feel like maybe the using like real places, filming things in like real locations and real backgrounds. Also, like there is just something that cannot be faked about like a lived-in place,
Sure.
which is like very hard to replicate.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Digitally and with backgrounds, there's just something very, and even if you don't recognize it, it's like, oh, people lived there.
would
Like that is
say-
something that
The last show that felt like that for me was Reservation Dogs.
Yeah.
oh yeah
Yeah, on Hulu. And I think a lot of it though is I grew up within like spitting distance of where that show was shot. And so like a lot of it's like, huh, there's the like not that I recognize any specific place, but the vibe and like what I grew up around was very similar to what like
Right.
and so like I would say like that is a very specific you go watch that show. That is a very specific part of Oklahoma that is like a 30-mile radius of Tulsa. And it's just like, oh, I remember this. This is great. And it does feel, to your point, all of those sets feel very lived in. That production design team did a great job with that show.
I feel like I just watched something very recently. Oh, Yellow Jackets.
Oh,
Yellow
yeah.
Jackets.
I heard that's really good.
It is really good. I'm not all the way through it yet, but the production design of that show is out fucking standing.
pretty great.
They nail the stuff that takes place in the like 90s versus like it again very lived in. Like you go into a space, you're like, oh man, this is a shithole trailer, and it's not like one. It really feels like where you're like, this isn't.
Did they
like,
find this? Right.
Exactly. It's like, oh, this wasn't designed to look like a shithole trailer. This is like maybe a shithole trailer they got and like was already kind of like this. Because like there is something to be said. And again, it's like one of those like one of the more wonderful subtle arts of filmmaking is getting like production designing a place to look so authentic and lived in
Yeah.
and not like dressed.
Right.
Which is like its whole other thing.
It's funny you say that because that same trip where I saw like the Jurassic Park Valley, like if you cross the highway and go down just like a mile or two, that's where they filmed like Karate Kid 2, which is set in Okinawa. But you go there and you're like, oh, this is the place where like the hook comes swinging down and Daniel like dodges it.
Yeah.
It's like weird. That's also right here. Like
It's like spitting distance away.
yeah, like you can see them from each other. It's so strange.
Wow. Have you guys been to the place where they film Lord of the Rings, like Hobbiton?
Oh,
Those
no.
No,
places?
I've never
In New
been down there.
Zealand?
New Zealand.
That's pretty cool to see.
That new
That's
show
really
looks pretty good. The Amazon
They had a
One
commercial
Ring.
for it during the Super Bowl. The Rings
That's
of Power.
a show?
Yeah, it's a show, Rings of Power. It's
I
all
thought
the-
it was gonna be a movie.
Before. I liked that they left it in the universe, like the same what's his name? Who directed it?
Peter Jackson.
Yeah, Peter Jackson universe. Like everybody's,
Yeah.
it's the same design, so you still feel like you're in that same world because it's before the Lord of the Rings, I guess.
Yeah. There were again, not to speak of online discourse, but there was like talk of like it's very in vogue to go and like rehab like actually bad movies and just like, oh no, they weren't that bad. And there was talk of like, we don't need to rehab like the Hobbit movies because they were like
God.
decidedly awful and shot in 60 frames a second and like looked like trash. And if you saw like the behind the scenes like featurette of them making the Hobbit, you have never seen a man look more depressed than Peter Jackson making those. No, I'm serious. Just like
He didn't want to, right?
No.
Like there were supposed to be other directors making it.
Right.
he didn't want to. He was like, but then like I feel like he was under contract to or some like
It was
weird
gonna be
thing.
like Del Toro, and then they like he started, and he was like, "Oh, never mind."
And never
then he
mind,
took back
dropped
over.
out. He
Right.
took back over, but they didn't have a script. They were like rewriting stuff like on the day. Again, a movie and property with more money behind it than you could possibly imagine was still like writing scenes on the day, choreographing scenes on the day, and then it would cut to Peter Jackson looking like a pile of a man, just like sitting in a chair,
talking on a walkie-talkie.
just like and like making then someone coming up and going this sword or this sword, and he goes that sword, and just like
God.
like look at like. Meanwhile, directing like one of the most popular
Right.
franchises of all time, just like
I don't know. I can't remember the last time I've been as mad as I was at the end of the second of those movies, where it's like you finally see the dragon, it starts to fight them, and then flies off.
It doesn't need to be 3 movies.
Right, and then it flies off to attack the town, and then the credits roll. You're like, we were just about to start a fight.
Right.
Like this was the action scene that the whole movie was building to this.
Yeah.
And then like the third movie starts with that fight, and it takes like 2 seconds.
God, it's so annoying.
another fantastic example of this. Sorry, we probably have to end the show
Yeah, we
at
have to
some
end here
point.
pretty soon.
But another really fantastic example of this is go back and watch the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. First one, what a blast! Great adventure movie.
So fun.
So fun. Still to this day, I maintain that the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie is a ton of fun and a blast. I can't remember if it's the second or the third one, but one of them is like almost 3 hours long, and it is a 3-hour setup for the next movie.
It's gotta be
Like,
the second one. It's the second one.
It probably is the
Yeah.
second one, but it's just like literally nothing happens. It is all preamble to get to
Number 3.
Number 3, and I was just like marveling at it. I was like, it literally goes to credits, and I'm like, you have to be kidding me. This was literally a 2.5-hour setup for the next movie. I could not believe it. Shocking to me.
Have you seen Dune?
Yes.
That was I really enjoyed that movie, but I found it so funny how much they advertised Zendaya
She doesn't have a line.
and
she has
her
like 2 lines.
involvement in that movie. And I guarantee you she was probably on set for a day.
Oh,
She
Shit
might
that.
be on screen for 3 minutes.
But yeah, it's all setting up
And
for
it's
like,
like
in the
part
next
2,
right.
sure, which I get, but it's just it feels like false advertising in a way. 'Cause
I
it's
enjoyed
like,
that perfume commercial that she was
Yeah.
in. during the
That's pretty much what it was.
that Terrence Malick movie that was weirdly in there for a hot
yeah,
minute.
exactly. Gus, the show's over in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, people should watch The Most. It's on tomorrow. We have 5 episodes.
The most is some of the most fun I have doing a show here
Nice.
at Rooster Teeth.
It's a great time.
Thanks.
Oh, that's very sweet. Thank you. It's a shame it's going away.
Yeah, we have 5 episodes left. So check it out. It's tomorrow from noon to 1 Central on RTTV, or you can listen to the other episodes where you get your podcasts.
It's a simple premise.
Me and Andrew hang out and talk for 30 minutes and ignore our guests. And then the last 30 minutes, Andrew asks a few questions, and then I ask some rapid fire questions.
All themed around like what's the most,
most.
X.
Yeah. What's the most lost you've ever been? What's the most you've ever eaten in one sitting? Questions like that.
A great premise for a podcast. We should have done it on this one. Oh, well.
I was gonna. Well, I mean, hey, when it goes away, you could just
We'll just come
be
back
on the
right
show
back.
and
Come
just
right back
do
and do
that.
it.
Exactly.
Just what you got to do to just save it, guys. Just tell 20 of your friends, everyone who watches the show, 20 of your friends to listen to the show, and then it won't get canceled.
Exactly.
That's it. That's all you need.
Just go, everyone, even if you don't listen to it, just go download it and give it 5 stars on like iTunes or whatever. Just
some reviews.
download it,
Turn it like-
subscribe, download it. You don't have to listen to it.
Hashtag more most.
more most.
Yeah.
Hashtag more most.
Most.
All right, that's it. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll see you guys again next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.